Good morning, my students. Welcome my channel Bhuloks Mathematics. Let us come and start some standard form of integration. Okay, so write down type integration of dx upon x into root over of x square minus a square. Okay. So how can we integrate this type of formula? First of all, we have to always put x is equal to a sec theta. Always put x is equal to a sec theta. So once you take means you have to differentiating on both sides with respect to theta. So we get dx d theta d theta of a sec theta. A is constant that will coming outside of the derivative. So you know that derivative of sec theta is equal to sec theta into tan theta. Sec theta into tan theta. So d theta multiplied there. Dx is equal to a sec theta tan theta d theta. So okay, now this integral becomes, in place of dx we have to put a sec theta into tan theta d theta, or in place of x we have to put a sec theta. So the integral becomes a sec theta into tan theta d theta divided by a sec theta root over a square sec square theta minus a square. Okay, so you take a square common, so we get 1 a sec theta cancel, so we get integration of tan theta d theta divided by root over a square taking common sec square theta minus 1. Okay, so we know that sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. So sec square theta minus 1 is equal to tan square theta. So it is tan theta d theta divided by a square, it is tan square theta. Okay, so the root over is tan theta divided by a tan theta. D theta is here. So tan theta is cancelled. A numerator as well as denominator. So 1 by a is a constant that will coming outside of the integration. So we get 1 by a integration of d theta, that is theta plus c. And c is called the integration constant. Now, in place of theta, we have to put x is equal to a sec theta. So, what is sec theta? The sec theta is equal to x by a. Then theta is equal to sec inverse x by a. Remember, in place of theta, we have to put sec inverse x by a. So, the value will be 1 by a sec inverse x by a plus c. So, okay, you have to remember, this is one important formula. We remember, integration of dx upon x into x square minus a square is equal to 1 by a sec inverse x by a plus c. This is very important formula. This is one standard form of the integration. You remember, integration of dx upon x into x square minus a square root over is equal to 1 by a sec inverse x by a. Here it is a constant, a square. So that will be divided here and also divided here. So remember this formula. Using this formula, we have to integrate some example. So write down one example. write down one example. Integration of dx by x into s square minus 9. So this is one example. How can you integrate it? So here, in place of s square, that is 9. So we get integration of dx upon x s square minus 3 square. A is here 3. So the formula is 1 by a sec inverse x by a. So this constant 3 will be divided. 1 by 3 sec inverse x by 3 plus c. Okay, this is the answer. This is the answer. So write down application. How can you apply this formula? Application. How can you apply this formula? So now, one example you have to take it. So write down integrate of dx upon, it is e to the power 2x minus 9. Question is coming like this. You see here, when we take e to the power x, then whose derivative is e to the power x, but there is no term in the numerator e to the power x. So first of all you have to multiplying and dividing e to the power x on a numerator as well as a denominator. So you have to multiplying and dividing e to the power x on a numerator as well as a denominator. E to the power x whole square minus 3 square. Then you have to take e to the power x as t. E to the power x is equal to t. Once you take means you have to differentiating on both sides with respect to x. So we get dt dx is equal to derivative of e to the power x is equal to e to the power x. So dt is equal to e to the power x into dx. So now in place of e to the power x dx, in place of e to the power x dx, we have to put dt, and in place of e to the power x, we have to put t. So the above integral becomes, dt upon t root over t square minus 3 square. Now you have to apply the formula dx upon x, x square minus a square. But here it is t, it is t. So the formula is 1 by a means 3 here, 1 by 3 sec inverse t by 3 plus c. Okay, so now in place of t, we have to put e to the power x. So write down 1 by 3 sec inverse e to the power x by 3 plus c. This is the answer. This is the answer. You can apply this formula and some problems you have to work out in this manner. Now let us take another example. Let us take another example. Cos x divided by sin x, it is sin square x minus 16 whole into dx. This is one example. How can you integrate this type of problem? So first of all you have to take sin x as t. So write down sin x as t. Sin x is equal to t because the derivative is on numerator. So once you take means you have to differentiating on both sides with respect to x. So we get dt dx is equal to ddx of sin x. The derivative of sin x is equal to cos x. So dt is equal to cos x into dx. Dt is equal to cos x into dx. So now the integral becomes, in place of cos x dx, we have to put dt. In place of sin x, we have to put t. So the integral becomes dt upon t square minus 4 square. So now applying the formula, we get 1 by a means 4 here, 1 by 4 sec inverse t by 4 plus c. Now in place of t, we have to put sin x. So we get 1 by 4 sec inverse sin x by 4 plus c. This is the answer. This is the answer. Okay. So now we have to discussing about another type. Write down type number 2. Type integration of dx by root over x square plus a square. Dx upon root over of x square plus a square. The integral value will becomes ln x plus s square plus a square plus c. Okay. Integration of dx upon x square plus a square root over the integral value ln x plus x square plus a square root over. Always put, remember, always put x is equal to a tan theta. In this case, always put x is equal to a tan theta. Okay. Dx upon x square plus a square root over. The formula is ln x plus x square plus a square root over. Always put x is equal to a tan theta. Now we have to prove this formula. Write down proof. Proof. Write down the proof. X is equal to a tan theta. So dx is equal to dx d theta is equal to a tan theta derivative sec square theta. So dx is equal to a sec square theta d theta. Sec square theta d theta. Now this integral becomes, in place of dx we have to put a sec square theta d theta. In place of x we have to put a tan theta. So the integral becomes, in place of dx we have to put a sec square theta d theta divided by a square tan square theta plus a square. So we get a sec square theta d theta divided by a square taking common tan square theta plus 1 root over. We know that 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. So we get a sec square theta d theta. The result a square, it is sec square theta. Okay, root over a square sec square theta root over. So now we get integration of a sec square theta d theta divided by a sec theta, because root over of a square sec square theta, the result will be a sec theta. So a is cancelled, sec theta 1 cancelled with numerator. We get, that is sec theta d theta, sec theta d theta. We know that integration of sec theta, that is ln sec theta plus tan theta plus c. Now our aim is to bring sec theta and tan theta in form of x. So we take one right angle triangle here. To take one right angle triangle. For this, how can you find out the value of sec theta and tan theta? You have to take one right angle triangle. A, it is B, it is C. So x by A is equal to tan theta. Tan theta is equal to P by B. Tan theta is equal to P by B. In place of P, perpendicular, base A. So we get perpendicular is x here and base is A here. When perpendicular is given and base is given, then hypotenuse can be found out by x square plus a square. So now sec theta is equal to h by b. Sec theta is equal to h by b. So we get in place of ln x square plus a square by a plus in place of tan theta we have to put x by a plus c. Okay, so in place of sec theta we put here x square plus a square root over divided by a plus x by a. Now you have to take the LCM. We take LCM now. ln x plus s square plus a square divided by a plus c. Okay, so now you know that ln a by b, we know that ln a by b is equal to ln a minus ln b. That is one formula. There is one formula, logarithm ln a minus ln b. ln a by b is equal to ln a minus ln b. So in place of a this quantity, in place of b this quantity. So that formula applied ln a minus ln b. So write down that it can be written as ln x plus s square plus a square minus ln a plus c. ln a is a constant, c is a constant. So the sum of two constant is also constant, that is replaced by another constant k. So we take ln x plus s square plus a square plus k. So constant plus constant, that will replace another constant, that is k. So remember, integration of dx s square plus a square is equal to ln x plus x square plus a square plus k, where k is the integration constant. Remember, this is one important formula. So using this formula, how can you integrate some problems? So write down one example. One example, let us take integration of dx bar root over of s square plus 25. How can you get the answer? 25 can be written as 5 square. So we get ln x plus s square plus 25 plus k. This is the answer. Now, how can you apply this formula? Application. Write down application. Application. One example, application. That is sec square theta d theta divided by tan square theta plus 64. Okay, how can you integrate this problem? So first of all, we have to take tan theta is equal to t. In order to converting this problem into this formula, first of all we have to take tan theta is equal to t. So write down tan theta is equal to t. Once you take means you have to differentiating on both sides with respect to theta. So dt d theta, that is sec square theta. So dt is equal to sec square theta d theta. So now the integral becomes, in place of sec square theta, d theta, we have to put dt. So it is dt divided by t square plus 8 square. T square plus 8 square. So now applying the formula. Applying this formula, ln t plus t square plus 8 square. Applying the formula, we get ln t plus t square plus 64 plus k, where k is constant. So now in place of t, we have to put tan theta. So put ln tan theta plus tan square theta plus 4 plus k. So this is the answer. This is the answer of this problem. Ln tan theta plus tan square theta plus 4 root over plus k, where k is constant. Okay, thank you to all for watching my videos. If you like my classes, please subscribe my channel and share my channels and like my channels. Thank you to all.